We are here. Welcome, welcome, everybody. It's 7 p.m. on a Tuesday.
Hi, guys. I'm Chandra.
I'm Dustin. I hope you can hear me. I'm having some technical difficulties here. I'm not able to hear anything that's going on. Let me see if I can get that worked out while we are talking. I just don't have any audio. What's going on here? Let me see what's going on. That's why my speakers are not working. There we go. There we go. All right. I hope that you are able to hear me. Let's go.
Type in the chat that you can hear us.
I want to go ahead and give a shout out to our members. We have 26 glorious members, and I put all your names at the bottom, so you're going to be seeing that scroll on by.
Thank you, guys. We really appreciate that.
Jennifer Lucas is here.
Well, hello.
So glad to see you. Miss Jen Joyment is here.
For your Genjoyment.
Yes, for your Jen Joyment. Cindy is here. I hope you are feeling fabulous and not all down and out with the you know what it's called.
With Aunt Janine.
Yeah.
The cat is trying to get in my lap again. He's a little not feeling smart today. He can't figure out how to work a lap.
And we've
Our
got
other
another
cat is yowling.
cat is lost.
You're okay.
How is everybody doing today? Biltmore Christmas. It's cute. I want to go visit Biltmore in South Carolina. I've only been to South Carolina one time. It was with her. We were in Hilton Head Island. That was amazing and gorgeous. I don't know where this Biltmore place is.
I've heard of it, like the Biltmore Estate, but I don't know where exactly it is.
Stormy's trying to climb into her lap as well.
Does your cat know how to work a lap?
You never know.
Right now, I have Thor, who it seems like he's very confused right now. He keeps like stepping onto my knee and stepping back, stepping onto my knee and stepping back. Like, I'm not really sure if there's actually a leg under there. He's just a weirdo. He's also the one that gets lost in the house.
Yeah, he really does do that. It's just so weird to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hope that Cindy's feeling better.
Oh.
She also has strep throat.
I'm sorry. That is miserable. That, my older boy, so our middle child, would come home from school and he would be like, I have a sore throat. And then he would have strep without fail. And then he would give it to me every single time. It was awful. I hate strep throat. Of all the things I could have, that's the worst. I mean, I guess it's probably not the worst, but you know what I mean.
You could have like a serious case of your leg falling off.
Yeah, that would probably be the worst.
So
he's got a runny nose.
Ugh, get off us.
Got his little wet nose onto me. Here, say hi. Ooh, there's a Thor. Ooh, he's staticky. So he just shocked the ever loving out of me a couple of times. My daughter says I need a humidifier.
Yeah, she was worried that we were going to come down with it, but I was like, we feel fine.
Yeah.
Because she came down with it shortly after she visited with us. So I figure if you made it this far and you haven't come down with any symptoms, I think you're good to go.
Yeah, we're all right. We don't seem to have anything. The case of the spending money on Christmas stuff. That's about it.
She hates spending money.
I do hate spending money. It's the worst thing.
Well, we hope you feel very good soon. We hope you feel better.
Yeah.
I hope you're relaxing and not doing too much. And I hope Brian's feeling better. Let him know that we're thinking about him too.
Yeah. Hot tea, warm drinks, ice cream,
whiskey.
I mean, whatever you got to do.
I mean, I'm not a doctor or a healthcare professional, but whiskey just sometimes make you feel better when you're not feeling good.
Make yourself a hot toddy.
Yeah.
I've heard that those work miracles.
Maitreya is here. Good evening, Maitreya. I hope you are doing good.
Hi, Maitreya.
Brian is better. That's what I want to hear.
So unfair. How dare he?
He was sick first.
I know.
She told me she had quarantined him to like the bed, like the spare bedroom and the spare bed and the spare bathroom.
Yeah.
And he wasn't allowed to come out and see her. And I was like, it's probably You've been waiting for that for a while.
I used to do that when the kids would come home. I'd be like, oh, so you're sick? You feel like you've got a tummy ache or whatever? Okay, you get to spend your entire rest of the day in your room and I don't want to see you. Love you. Don't want to see you.
Indigo Neely is here. I'm glad to see you.
Well, hello. Yeah, we did when
He's still there.
well, now you're quarantining you from him.
Yeah.
When our youngest was what? 14? Had to have been because Logan's 5.
Yeah.
So when our youngest was 14, he came home from school and said, oh, I have a real bad stomach ache. Proceeded to eat 2 bowls of spaghetti for dinner and then went up to bed. And I was like, look, just in case, just to be careful, you might have something contagious. I'm going to have you just kind of self-quarantine for the weekend. And he was like, okay, fine. So Saturday morning, I go in to check on him and he's like, I just still don't feel very good, but I'm okay. I puked this morning, but I'm good. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, whatever you have, I don't want, and I love you. And you let me know if it changes or gets any worse. And so that night we went to a friend's housewarming party and we're there, we're hanging out, we're doing our thing. And it's like 2:00 in the morning and we get a text from him and he says, when are you coming home? Now that sets off all the alarms, all the bells and whistles that there's a problem because this child would never care when we're coming
Answer
home.
a text.
Never answer a text, answer the phone, nothing. Whenever he did text me, whenever we would go out, which wasn't very often, he would text, hey, when you come home, will you bring ice cream? Not when are you coming home? So immediately I grabbed Dustin. I'm like, we got to bolt right now. Something's wrong. So we come home and I go up to see him in his room and he is drenched in sweat. He's burning up to the touch, doesn't technically have a fever because I took his temperature and it's not registering a fever, but he feels like he is on fire. And he's guarding, so he's holding his stomach. He's like, my stomach really hurts, Mom. And so like I push around on his stomach and lo and behold, right lower quadrant, he has rebound pain. So rebound pain is when you push in and let go and the pain gets worse when you let go. So he has appendicitis. We take him to the emergency room. He ends up going to the local children's hospital here and has an emergency appendectomy. His appendix actually ruptured during surgery, but all those things. And I always used to just quarantine the kids. And that was the last time I quarantined a kid. I was always, go to your room if you're sick. After that one, I was like, no, don't go to your room. Stay where I can see you. I need to make sure you're okay. But that kid, I tell you. And his pain was so bad. He's like, no, I'm okay. It kind of hurts when we walk into the hospital. They took his blood pressure and it was in the 150s. And this kid rides at 90. So I was like, oh, you are in a lot of pain. He's like, oh, I'm okay. You are not okay. Being stoic is not helpful.
And then he had the surgery, and then it had the abscess.
Yeah, a week later we were back in the emergency room because he had developed an abscess after surgery, which is common, especially if the appendix ruptures during surgery or prior.
Yeah, we had gone out to dinner. We had gone to the apple orchard, as we had her sister was in town, and he was like, any chance he could get, he would just lay on the ground.
Well, and then he threw up when we went to dinner, so I knew. I was like, oh, great. All right, back to the hospital we go. But yeah, quarantining, we now do invisible, like you can quarantine in the other room so I can watch you, so I can come look at you, just in case. Because I don't know how your families are, but my kids try to be stoic. They try to be tough. They try to manage whatever it is. And I'm always like, this isn't something you need to manage. This is something you need to tell me about. So, anywho, story time is over.
Yes. So what I wanted to talk about today was planned failure. And what I mean by planned failure is 'tis the season for all kinds of obstacles in the way of desserts, regular foods, being in situations where we have to navigate all these options and try to make the best options for us.
Hmm.
And those of us in this community, those of us living ketogenic lifestyle, ketovore, carnivore, what have you, it is a very difficult time of the year. It starts off with October with Halloween. There's candy, which for me is typically the easiest one to navigate.
Yeah.
Because candy, I could take it or leave it. It is easier when I'm not passing it out. Because if I'm sitting there with a bucket in my lap, and it's a lot harder to not sneak a few pieces than if it is where I'm sitting it at the end of the driveway and letting kids just take handfuls. Because if it's in my lap, then it's sitting there for a couple of hours and the temptation slowly grows, right?
Mm.
And I'm only human. I love candy. I don't know anybody who doesn't truly love candy.
I don't.
You do.
I truly love cookies. Like, let's be fair.
Jackie says she's driving. She can't chat, but she's here. I'm
Hi,
glad
Jackie,
that you're
be
listening.
safe.
I hope you're doing okay. How is Jim and the kids and everybody? Let us know whenever you get a chance.
Yeah, I don't love candy. I never have. Candy's always been like, well, it's what there is. I need something sweet. It's what there is.
She's trying to fight. So last Wednesday, Jackie, Jen, Brian, and Cindy.
Mhm. Another Jen.
That's what I said. And Jen, and Jen Lucas.
Jen squared, Brian squared.
Yeah, well, Jen Lucas had met her before, but
Oh, yeah.
everybody had met her for the first time this time. They met our granddaughter. Gifts and everything to her.
She thought it was her birthday again.
Yeah, she's like, I'm a princess, because we tell her that she's a princess. We're probably not creating a monster.
Oh,
But
she's gonna be terrible.
she was best friends with Jackie that whole day.
Yes. She decided Jackie was her new best friend, and it hurt Pa's feelings.
I share.
Not well.
Not well. But anyway,
But so planned
yeah, so you have
planned discretions, or planned, how do you deal with what you're presented and make the best decisions for you?
Right, because it's like a 3-month obstacle course.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is, because again, as I said, you start off with Halloween. We start navigating through November with Thanksgiving, and it's not just at home.
No.
It's at our workplaces, it's at friends' homes, it's going out to dinner with people, trying to navigate and be around as many loved ones as we can this entire holiday season.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it's really like 4 holidays wrapped into one.
Yeah.
Over 3 months, because you've got Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, you've got New Year's, and then there's probably even more. Some of us may celebrate Hanukkah, some other occasions. There's all kinds of things,
Or
right?
even just like family and friends wanting to get together.
Yes.
It's near the end of the year. Let's get together.
Yes.
And, it's hard to navigate all those when you have a specified diet, regardless of what it is, because everybody wants, oh, just try it. Oh, just try it. I get at work, you really should eat the candy or the cake or the whatever. And it's like, I really shouldn't. I know it's good. I'm sure it's good, but I really shouldn't.
Because it all comes from love. Nobody's saying, hey, try these cookies because they hate you.
No.
You know what I mean? I mean, they may see things and they don't understand what your lifestyle is about, and they may think it's unhealthy. They may have misconceptions about what you're trying to do. They may worry about your health, but it all stems from some sort of caring. Not always love, if it's coworkers and such, but there's
Right.
people care about others, regardless of what we tend to think of currently in our current state of everything going on. Humans typically care about other humans.
Right. And I mean, unless they're trying to poison you, typically they're offering you something because they think that you might like it. You might want it.
So this holiday season, like, we planned to have items that are not typically keto and things like that, which started with Halloween, because for Halloween we were
In Disney.
on vacation. I didn't eat any candy.
No, I didn't either.
I didn't eat candy
I did
because,
have a Rice Krispie treat, and that was good.
but there was more things than that, because we knew there was other treats we wanted, and candy just is kind of We can get that anywhere. Candy's everywhere.
Right.
You can get a candy bar quick and easy at the checkout counter.
Right.
But having things at Disney, not so easy. You're not going to get them so often. The same thing with dinner items at Thanksgiving. It's not often that we're going to have the, opportunity in our household to have things like some roasted potatoes or,
My daughter bought me a can of cranberry sauce because when I was a kid, that was my favorite thing. The can with the ridges on the sauce. I mean, I had like a tablespoon of it and then threw it out because nobody else would eat it. But it was just that remembering and that, I don't know,
nostalgia.
And it was still good. I know a lot of people think it's disgusting, but it was still good, still that bittersweet. I enjoyed it. My tablespoon of cranberry sauce was 100% worth it.
And I had some mac and cheese. We had some roasted potatoes, these teeny tiny little potatoes.
Right. To be fair, there really wasn't much just because they only made so much and there were so many people.
Right. So there wasn't a lot.
It was a taste of everything.
I had a good amount of mac and cheese, which I don't normally have, but I think that's the kind of concessions you make because that stuff isn't in our house normally.
Right.
So typically the only real things that we have to navigate in our house on a daily basis that isn't necessarily on plan is a couple of things that we get for the granddaughter.
And I can avoid all of those.
Hash browns, tater tots, little things, because we have to navigate not only what's healthy for her, but we have to navigate things that she'll actually put into her body.
Yeah, because she has to eat something.
Because she's super skinny, and we're not obviously trying to make her gain weight or anything like that, and we're not worried that she's too skinny or, we're not trying to fatten her up, but we want to make sure that she does eat.
We want her to be happy.
Yes. So, we give her not macaroni and cheese. We give her, we call it mac and cheese.
But it's cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese. So she eats cottage cheese, eggs, blueberries.
So it depends on whatever fruit is in season. Like she likes oranges.
The other day, I made lemon blueberry chaffles with lemon meringue keto chow and overripe blueberries.
They're delicious.
Yeah.
It's really good. I had some this morning for breakfast.
Yeah, I made a whole batch. I didn't film it. I do have a new camera. I just don't know if that's going to be something that I have to wait till Christmas to use or if I can start using it right away.
You can use it now, but I'm not getting you anything else for Christmas. That's what you got.
Well, I'll just open it up and you can wrap the box.
Fine. That's what you got for Christmas.
Put the box in a bag.
That's what you got.
Yeah.
You bought it yourself. You're welcome. That's your gift.
I'm going to buy us some blender jets.
I don't want them. No, we're not buying those.
I want them.
We're not buying them. You already got your Christmas gift. Anyway, so some planned discretions. We knew that we were going to do Halloween in Disney World. We knew that we were going to have Thanksgiving and the kids were going to provide some things that were not on par for keto. But then it's that immediate flip back. I made for Thanksgiving 3 apple pies and 3 cheesecakes. And so everybody had, by the way, the apple pies turned out terribly. That was very sad.
I got the apples from Costco.
So if you're going to make apple pies, don't buy your apples at Costco. I could have made it out of cucumbers. I could have made it out of anything. They tasted like nothing. There was no apple to the apple pie. It just tasted like a cinnamon pie. It had the texture, but there was no taste. So meh. And that's always more disappointing for me because it's like I plan for something. I'm only going to get it once a year and I'm really excited about it. And then I get a bite of it and I'm like, oh, wah, wah.
So I had went to the grocery store prior because
he doesn't like my apple pie.
I'm not a fan of her apple pies. And it's not a personal thing. It's just the way my grandmother made pies. It's completely different.
They were store-bought.
Well, not necessarily. She made them homemade, but they were very, she would do the whole brushing the crust and all that stuff. And, and it was just a different experience. So I went and I did get 2 store-bought pies. I got a Dutch apple and I got a no sugar added apple pie, which is actually not bad. I mean, they weren't good and they weren't great pies, but they were better than what she made because they
were better than what I made because the apples didn't even taste like apples. It was awful. They were terrible. So I wrapped up all 3 of the pies I made and all 3 of the cheesecakes I made, and I sent them home with the kids. I was like, I don't care if you eat it. I don't care if you take it to work. I don't care if you throw it in the trash when you go home. I just don't want it here in my house because we don't have it here on a regular basis, and I don't want it here on a regular basis. Cheesecakes were good. Had a piece of cheesecake. Sent all of them on their way because I don't need that kind of temptation here. I know I'm strong enough to not eat them, but then what good is it going to do for them to rot in my fridge? So sent all that home with the kids. Sent basically all of the leftovers home with the kids except for the meat off of a turkey.
We sent them home with a bunch of turkey, right?
Yes. We bought 2 turkeys. They got basically all the meat off of one, and we got all the meat off of another. They got the bigger bag of the white meat. We got the bigger bag of the dark meat because I prefer dark meat. But
so the other night, what I made for her is she's really been enjoying eating some of the turkey meat with some salami that I get from Costco. And so the other night, I made her a crispy cheese, like you put cheese in the bottom of a skillet, and you fry it up, and then you basically I put some salami down, some turkey, and then I put some cheese down, spicy cheese, a little bit of ground black pepper, a little bit of garlic powder. You let the cheese get all crispy, and then you fold it over, and it sticks because you got the cheese, and you put it on a plate. It's kind of like a crispy cheese burrito.
It was good. So if you have salami and you have leftover turkey, and you like salami, like not just if you have it, you got to like it. If you wrap the salami around your turkey, it gives they both set each other off. The turkey tastes more turkey and the salami tastes better, and it's just good together. I like salami anyway, but it's even better that way.
So I wanted to highlight this comment. So Jen asked, how is our first creamy?
Oh, it was pretty good.
So I have more creamies in the freezer. I initially ran 4 different flavors. I had vanilla cream, I had birthday cake, strawberry cream, and unsweetened chocolate core, which I added some sucralose to. So I whipped up the chocolate and the strawberry, and she liked the chocolate.
I preferred the chocolate. The other flavors just don't sound appealing to me.
The strawberry was pretty good. One thing that I've noticed with a creamy, and maybe when I get about halfway done, the flavor kind of stops being there. And you're just kind of tasting like, I don't know, like the first couple of bites are very heavy with the flavor. And then as you kind of get down, like the flavor lessens and it's just like cold, creamy. I don't know if you noticed that or not. You didn't eat all of yours.
No, I didn't. I only took a little bit off the top and I put it in a bowl and I added some of the Lily's chocolate chips to it. I thought it was really good. I thought it tasted like chocolate all the way through. That may be a difference between the core and the not core, but it could also be, you're with any ice cream, you lose flavor partway through it because you're getting your mouth so cold that the taste buds are getting numbed and they're not as sensitive as when you first try it.
Yeah, I like it. I love the texture, the consistency.
I thought it was good. I prefer the chocolate core that was unsweetened. That was good, and he added a little bit of sucralose, but it really wasn't terribly sweet.
It was
and
just
a
squirt.
I thought it was perfect. I don't think I would have, I could have asked for better. That was good. And I don't really like ice cream. So when you put the chocolate chips in it, that perfect.
I have 2 more flavors now in the freezer. I have a butterscotch in the freezer and a mystery flavor. How many of you were able to order and snag some of the mystery flavor? Let me know in the comments.
Have they told what it is?
It hasn't been announced yet, not till the 30th. So what is today?
I have no idea.
Today is the 28th. So in 2 days, they'll tell you what it is. So in 2 more days, they'll announce it. And I think maybe we'll record a video of us trying it so we can release it the day that comes out. So when we record the video, we can talk about and say what flavor it is. And so when that'll come out when our embargo's lifted.
Okay.
So I also want to go back and say that Jackie, here we go. Jackie says, And I got to carry her, buckle her in, got a friendship mirror, Pocahontas necklace, hugs and kisses. It was funny because most kids hate me. And Cindy says she's so adorable. She really is.
She is rotten, though. Just rotten. Just the perfect little rotten thing.
And she says, I think about it this way. Why are people wanting you to try something you don't want to make you have? Miss something you don't even want to begin with? Why do they want to addict met to a new thing?
So essentially, Jackie's
Addict me
saying,
to a new thing. Okay.
like, why are they offering something they know I don't want? I don't think people are doing it to be mean.
No.
I think it's just they're trying to be kind.
They really are. I think that's the thing, is because everybody wants you to try something they made. They put effort into something.
Yeah.
And they want you to taste how good their thing is.
Yeah. And I often get like people at work feel like you're neglecting yourself by not having candy or cookies or whatever all the time. The big thing that they don't understand, that there's no way for me to make them understand, is that I don't need help gaining weight. I literally don't need help gaining weight. I am not one of those people who can just eat a candy bar and I'll be fine. If I eat a candy bar, I'm going to gain weight from it. I just am. The people I work with are super nice, but they're all very thin, and the majority of them have never had to deal with weight issues. So when they're like, "Oh, just have a cookie," you're just neglecting yourself. You really need to have weight. No, I'm really okay. Like the sweets and the junk that everybody else eats isn't going to help me. It's going to hurt me. And they don't see it that way. They see that I'm depriving myself. They think I'm, and it's out of care that they are asking me to try something else. They're like, "Oh, you do so good all the time. You don't eat any of the other stuff that everybody else brings in. You can do it just this once." I'm like, "But I can't and I shouldn't." We plan when we're going to be bad because I know I can turn right back around the next day because we don't keep it in the house. I don't get it every day. When I go to work, I can say no because there isn't anything there that's that tempting. But like, I can't just go, "Oh, I really love apple pies. I'm going to buy an apple pie at the store and, I'm just going to eat a slice of it." It's just the two of us. That's not going to happen. I mean, I'm going to eat half an apple pie and he's going to eat the other half. So, no, we're not going to do those things. And I don't think that anybody at work is trying to be mean. They don't want you to be fat, but they don't want you to be unhealthy, but they don't want you to deprive yourself. I just think it's more of, we care about you and it seems like you're depriving yourself kind of thing.
It goes back to the idea of self-care. And people will do things, they say, self-care is XYZ. A lot of people look at going to Starbucks and having their Frappuccino as self-care, or whatever. Like, but I think for us,
splurges on themselves.
Yes. Now, not to say that I won't do the same thing with food sometimes, but it's typically like something that I will get for us sometimes if I'm at the grocery store. These little sushi roll things. They're basically like vegetable cucumber with shrimp in it, and then it's got like some imitation crab, which is not the best, but then it's got lettuce and like the sushi vinegar and stuff, like the rice wine vinegar and such in it.
Right.
They're probably 10 carbs each, probably something, give or take. They got the rice wrap around it. I'll get those sometimes because those give us a little bit of that sushi flavor without going all out and getting sushi or whatever. And they're like $6. Something like that. I don't see that as a big deal. It's better than getting a candy bar or whatever. And we like those. And I think that a lot of people just look at the idea of self-care as giving into your temptations, where I think what we do is a form of self-care because we're trying to better ourselves, and we give in, we falter, we fail. We're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Like,
there's a difference between every once in a while and all the time. Like, it's every day I'm at work, there's candy, cookies, cakes, whatever. Literally every single day. By the way, if you ever have to go to the hospital, if you have family in the hospital or friends, charcuterie board if you want to give something nice to the nurses. Don't bring them a bag of candy. We don't need it. None of us do.
you're probably like, why didn't you just bring candy?
None of us need it. Don't bring it in.
And so
It's
Jennifer says it's
terrible.
pretty easy to stay away from sugar when it causes horrific turrets inducing leg cramps. Not to say I'm not tempted by other bad stuff. We're always tempted.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. We're tempted on a daily basis. You can't walk to the grocery store and not be tempted. You know, you walk in, there's huge displays of candies and cookies and cakes and pies, and then
Just driving through the town near us, it smells like cinnamon bread. Tell me that's not tempting. You want to pull over and like
obviously, and oddly enough, that's from Taco Bell.
see wherever that smell's coming from and just go to town. But, it's one of those things that like,
Love you too, Cindy.
love you, Cindy. Hope you feel better. It's just,
So a nap is good self-care.
naps are good
I
self-care.
self-care every day.
Watching a movie you like is good self-care. Going outdoors and getting sunlight is good self-care. Eating trash is not. And I think that society as a whole looks at it as, you're depriving yourself. This is the worst thing ever. You're depriving yourself. When really you're not. When we don't have junk, it's not like I crave junk. I don't sit here at home and go, oh man, if I just had some cookies. I don't do that. But I do, you know, sit about and think, man, that turkey we had the other night's really flipping good. I think I'm going to go grab some of the turkey. Or if it's, I just need something sweet. I need something sweet. What do we have? I got some chocolate chips. I'll eat a handful of chocolate chips, that kind of thing, but not
poop candy.
Yeah, I do. I do have some of the poop candies, um, but I don't sit around and worry and wish about the junk food that I'm not going to have. I don't think about it. It's not here. It's not present. And 99% of the time, it's not even a thought in my head. Now, when I'm at work, I try not to think about it. I'm not usually,
You're too busy at work.
I'm usually busy. Like they usually have it at the nurse's station, and I don't generally hang out at the nurse's station. I sit by my patient rooms, or they have it in the break room. And the break room is easy to avoid because I don't have time to go in there anyway. And then when I do go to lunch, I move everything away from where I'm sitting and I make myself a little station that's like secluded and I sit and I eat.
I said too much.
He always sends me too much food. And inevitably, being a fat girl who was always told to clean her plate, I eat it all and then I feel like superiorly bloated for a good hour, maybe more.
I send her steaks and cheese and sometimes vegetables.
Yeah. But avoiding all that junk is easy. It really isn't hard. And we have planned failures. As long as we've got it planned, it's easy to turn it around. If it comes from nowhere, then it's hard. Then it's difficult.
Like we were just talking, our daughter was just here kind of going over everything that we've got so far for the young one for Christmas, kind of getting a game plan together for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. She works Christmas Eve. So we were talking about what our plan is for Christmas Eve. And I think we're going to order some pizzas.
Yeah, because it's just going to be easier. If I'm at work, that way nobody has to cook. Nobody wants to deal with more mess on Christmas Eve. That I'm not cleaning. I'm just not doing it. The house is going to be what it is.
Costco pizzas too.
I don't care, whatever it is. Long as we don't have to really clean up after it. And paper plates,
yes,
go find in the trash. And this is an easy thing to do. And we'll all live. And the next day we'll actually cook food.
Because we'll be up all night wrapping gifts because we are
slackers.
We procrastinators. We have everything. Basically, Christmas shopping is done.
Well, no, it isn't, but it's close enough.
Well, you still have things you want to get her.
I do, and I have only gotten. I need to get the boys some things. Each of the boys something more.
Bag of coal.
Anyway, so Christmas shopping is close to done, and I probably could wrap it, but there's things that I want to do that we're not ready yet. Whatever. So Christmas Eve always becomes a wrapping party, and we're usually up till 3 or 4 in the morning.
Last year we were up so late because I had like all these things to put together because realistically we can't put them together.
Right, because she's here.
She's here, and there's nowhere. I mean, we have no place to really hide anything.
Yeah.
Because she's here.
And she's into everything.
Yeah. So
there is not a spot in this house that she doesn't see daily.
I had to put a vanity together for her with a touch light mirror and all that stuff because she's spoiled. So
yeah. And you didn't put that together.
I did too.
Santa did.
You hear me? I had to put it together for Santa. Santa dropped it off and I had to put it together.
Okay.
She said, "Oh, that's a nice idea. We're heading to the cabin December 20th to the 24th in Hocking Hills. Maybe I should take a couple of keto pizzas in our local pizza place, take them with us." Yeah, and then we got to build the ball for the ball game.
Oh yeah. So we do the ball game every Christmas. I talked about it maybe Christmas Eve this year, but I think we're gonna hold off and do it Christmas Day because my daughter was like, "What do you mean we're doing that on Christmas Eve?" We usually do it on Christmas Day. If you haven't ever played it before, essentially go to your local Dollar Tree and get a small toy ball and several packages of saran wrap.
It has to be the good stuff because if you buy the generic stuff, it doesn't stick to itself.
Yeah.
And it causes a lot of problems.
It makes me angry.
It has to stick to itself. Because if it doesn't stick to itself, it doesn't grow into a ball.
Yes. So you basically start layering the ball with the saran wrap and you tuck prizes and money into the saran wrap as you go around. And I cut the pieces, like I tear them off so they're not easy. It's not like you grab one piece and it just goes woo and all the prizes come out.
Because you can't rip at it, you have to peel
it. So the more random pieces that don't go anywhere, the more fun it is. And then you take a pair of dice and one person starts to peel while the person that's next in line to play rolls the dice, and they roll until they get doubles. Once they get doubles, the first person's turn is over and the ball moves to the next person. And it goes on and on like that until all the prizes are won and you're down to just the toy ball from the store.
Now the downside to that is we have to usually buy full sugar candy because the only candies that they sell that are individually wrapped are the maltitol sorbitol varieties.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, unless you're spending,
I do get gum. I give them gum. They do like gum.
Yeah, or you're trying to do like $10 or $12 a bag for individually wrapped good quality keto candy, and that's a lot of money to put into something, and they're not going to really care either way. So
yeah,
we're not going to eat the candy. So
we give the candy to the kids.
Yeah,
but yeah, we do that, and I usually put a good amount of money in there so everybody has an equal opportunity to win stuff. I get it in like ones, tens, fives, and sometimes even a 20 here or there, and wrap it all up. And then everybody has an opportunity to win money. And we play, so I get to win my money back. Every year I win at least some of my money back.
Because we'll usually put about $200 in the ball.
Yeah. And everybody gets an opportunity to win some cash. And it's just fun. It gets loud. It's exciting. It's silly. And we just have a good time. But that's one of our like Christmas traditions that we do.
I had an idea for a game and they
Got you down.
So you would take like a 24 thing, a thing of 24 or 12, I guess it doesn't really matter. Like muffin tins, and then you put numbers in each one. So 1 through 12 or 1 through 24, and then you set that out, and then you take 24 paper cups and then you hide stuff underneath the paper cups, money, candy, small toys, whatever, right? IOUs for things, whatever. And then you line them up, and then those are numbered. So they're a number and a correlation. So they would throw the little ping pong ball, they bounce the ping pong ball, it goes into the tray, and whatever number it lands in, then you get to get that cup. So then, then you get one turn at a time, then it cycles through everybody, and you can pop it, and then it can go in and land in a number that someone's already got. And then that's your turn. It's the next person's turn. They don't like that idea. I thought that was a lot of fun.
That just seems like a lot of work. I mean, you're essentially playing the Red Solo Cup game, beer pong.
It's not beer pong.
It's like beer pong without the beer.
Yeah.
Sounds like less fun.
Says, Matreya says, we work December 25th, so people who celebrate Christmas can have it off. I use my alternative to Good Friday holiday to take Yule solstice off.
Okay. Nice.
So we never know what she's going to work.
Yeah.
So sometimes she'll work like it may be where she works Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Yeah. If they fall on a Saturday, Sunday,
then we just celebrate another day.
Yeah, we would just celebrate Monday, Tuesday, whatever we want.
Yeah. And the kids usually they work jobs where they usually get that whole like a decent amount of time off for Christmas. So we can kind of flop the days. And when they were young, when I was, still single mom in it, I worked every holiday. We celebrated every one of our holidays on a different day. And they knew it and they were okay with it.
Because if you figure if Christmas falls on a Saturday, Sunday, most jobs are probably going to give you half day Friday and all of Monday off or whatever. So that still gives us an opportunity to celebrate on one of those days.
Yeah.
So it's usually not that big of a deal.
Yeah. And, the kids are flexible. They never give a damn what day it was as long as we had the holiday. What's that say?
It says, my work schedule also stays the same. We usually get together early afternoon and close, so home to work.
Yeah.
It says, wind up rat races and the big table or a hoot too. And she said that they would put car washes in there, car wash coupons.
Oh, that's actually a good idea. But I don't know if they would use it or it would just get lost.
I would use it. Well, we have to use car washes because we have 2 trees in our front yard that come springtime drop all their berry sap stuff all over our cars. And when we go to the car wash, they let us run through as many times as we want because
it just doesn't come off.
I mean, I'll get one works and then I go through 3 times.
Yeah.
Because they're like, yeah, if it doesn't come off, you just keep going through. They keep spraying it down.
Yeah. Wind up rat races. That actually sounds fun.
It's usually hard to get those rats to get wound up and cats chasing them. Says we usually play a game or two of Farkle dice.
We've played that before.
Have we?
Yeah, it's been a long time. There was when they were little.
One of my favorite games is called Rummy Cube. I love Rummy Cube.
We love Rummy Cube, but the kids don't like playing it with us.
Yeah.
They don't like playing games with me. I make them play with me, but they complain the whole time.
Well, because you win.
I do win constantly.
Last year they had the Oculus out, and I attempted to make a pizza.
Mm-hmm. I think also I would get dizzy.
10,000 many names.
We did categories for Thanksgiving. And that's really one of my favorite games, but the kids complain constantly. Oh, you cheat. I don't cheat. I play creatively and I win because I'm a smart girl.
Vegetables, little low-key fruits.
I did. Yeah. So one year when we were playing categories, one of our kids' friends was over and got confused on a category and wrote down a vegetable instead of a fruit. And then he was like, but so hear me out. Fruits are low-key vegetables. And so it's our new joke and we let everybody,
we have fun
with it. Or a vegetable or whatever. It doesn't really matter. And our one son always writes down the category as the answer.
As long as when the
letter hits right. Yeah. It's just fun. We have a good time, but they all pick on me and say that I cheat. And then we like Rummy Cube. The kids don't generally like to play because so when everybody's played and all the tiles are down, I see things. So I have to I'll rearrange the entire board. No, I don't. It's not like I see dead people. I see a move, but I have to switch around, 5 or 6 different runs to make it work. And they get so frustrated, but I move everything on the board and come out with something different just to play my one tile. And they're like, why would you do that? Here goes mom again, moving everything on the table.
I end up with like 35 tiles before I even get to play.
Yeah.
Every time, never fails.
And I always go out first. Always.
She's a little loose.
That's it. So we also play Wizard. The kids like Wizard. I lose at Wizard consistently.
Wizard's one of those games like either you get it or you don't.
Yeah. It's a card game. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun if you get a chance to check it out.
And our bonus child, Solomon, he always wins and he has no idea how. He's like, I don't even know how I won this game. I'm not really sure I know what I'm playing, but he wins every time. And then the kids will play Monopoly on their PlayStation, whichever one it is. And they all crack jokes about that, but we don't usually play that with them.
No, because you won't play Monopoly.
I hate Monopoly. It is the worst game ever made.
But we do like the only real video games that we like the Jackbox Party Packs.
Oh, that's fun.
I like Drawful.
Yeah.
And I like Fibbage. Because if you're creative enough, you can have a lot of fun with Fibbage. If you're creative enough, you can come up with some really fun lies that are believable.
Those are fun games. We play those as a family. And we do, the kids like to play Uno, but they've combined like 5 decks of Uno cards, different Uno games. And they make up all these crazy rules and we try to play with them. I can't keep up. It's hard.
Yeah, I have no
They
idea
make it really difficult. And you're like, all of a sudden you're drawing 35 cards. And I'm like, I don't know. I guess I lose. I don't know what's happening here. But that's fun.
So let me ask this question. I know we kind of got off topic about games and such, but I think it is important with holidays to discuss all of the aspects of holidays. So not just the food, but also, the fun things and the things that we do with our family. But let me pose a question to you. What do you struggle with the most at holidays as far as food is concerned, or what have you done to help overcome those struggles? Because I think sharing that information with everyone and everybody having that information can be so helpful, because there's going to be obviously the people who completely abstain, the people like us who will plan accordingly and allow ourselves to have certain things, knowing that it's going to be a one and done and out of the house and we're able to get back on track. So what do you do? How do you prepare? And how have you found over the years to find your success to get through the holidays?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the first few years we did all keto Thanksgivings and Christmases, and those were good. They're a lot of work though. And I know it doesn't sound like it, because what are you doing? Making meat and cheese. Like, it's not that hard. But we did, we made keto stuffing and we have made keto meatballs, and we've done a whole bunch of things to try to make everything keto. And, we're a little older and we're a little less, how do I explain it?
A little less strict, I guess.
A little less stressed about it.
Yeah, because in the very beginning, we would go all out making replacements for everything. So we would make cauliflower, like cheesy garlic cauliflower mash, and we would make all kinds of different vegetables, and we would make
all the things.
The keto stuffing that I would spend 2 hours making keto stuffing, and we'd make a pork belly, and we would make all this extra stuff, and I would spend hours and hours in the kitchen making all these keto replacements to ensure that we had a good dinner. And then as time goes on, and we've been doing keto for over 7 years now, that I was like, you know what? 2 turkeys, some vegetables, and we'll be good.
Yeah. We've gotten less less concerned about having everything on a holiday have to be perfect. Even.
Shauna sent me this picture. It's Monopoly Crooked Cash. So I don't know if you can see that or not. Let's see if I can get it up there.
I see it.
So it's like it's got fake money in it.
Nice.
You got to find the fake money in it, and then you can win, make your fortune.
Huh. But yeah, like we're just less inclined to make all of the things, like everything that would go along with your Thanksgiving dinner. We're just less inclined to make it all now.
Right.
The kids are fine with whatever we make, and they bring their own stuff, and it's just easier. It's less stressful. And I think we used to like worry about, making sure there was so much food and so enough. And this year, like, there wasn't a whole lot of leftovers, and that was okay. I think lowering our expectations for things like Thanksgiving and Christmas, I know that sounds silly, but like everybody builds it up to be such a big thing, and just kind of going like, oh, this is just dinner with my family, and they love me no matter what I do. So let's make it easy.
Because one of the biggest obstacles or struggles in the beginning with this lifestyle in the very, very beginning was when we would make our plates. There would seem like it was missing from the plate. Like you'd have two items on the plate, you'd have a vegetable and a meat. And then it was like, well, where's the other stuff on the plate?
Yeah. Where's the bread?
Where's the bread? Where's the starch?
The potatoes.
The potatoes,
where's all
the
that?
mac and cheese. It always seemed like you were missing something. And that as time has gone on, we really, those things become less of a, they're not missing it anymore.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, I had some mac and cheese. You had some mac and cheese at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
To me, I mean, it wasn't my favorite kind of mac and cheese because it was basically just noodles and melted cheddar cheese. I like a more creamy, melty sauce. She doesn't like it. And last year I made something like that for myself. I can make that for myself, and I can make that fairly easy and make it keto and not a huge deal. I could just take, the macaroni noodles and make mac and cheese out of the perfect keto mac and cheese, and then add some extra cheese sauce to it or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But let's see. Shauna says, so she'll make sure to bring a good side dish. I don't always make a dessert, but I give myself one off-plan item. But I just remember to carry on like nothing changed.
That I think is the big thing is like, okay, so we did this thing. Tomorrow is back to the same. Tomorrow is back to normal. Like if we rarely drink. But if we go out and have a couple drinks, it's not carte blanche to go on and go on a bender. Like, okay, I had a couple drinks. And tomorrow I'm back to drinking water and coffee.
Like the other day, I thought about getting a bottle of whiskey, but I was at Costco and I'm like, I don't need a gallon of whiskey.
No. Like it's a lot like I'm a foodaholic and I'm going to be one for the rest of my life. So it's not giving myself permission to do whatever I want. It's okay. So we did this today.
But I think
tomorrow's back to normal.
Allowing ourselves those discretions or allowing ourselves these planned, these planned items, these planned things that we're going to do on a holiday
it kind of allows you to make every other day to make better decisions.
Yes, because that
it's coming. It's around the bend.
Yeah,
you're gonna be okay.
When you think, well, I'm never having macaroni and cheese and mashed potatoes ever again, then it makes it such a thing you want it so bad. But like, if I can have it if I want it, I could go to the store right now, get some instant mashed potatoes, some gravy, some macaroni and cheese. I could get some stovetop stuffing, whip it all up, and have a good old time. There's literally nothing stopping me but myself.
Yeah.
I mean, she'd make fun of me.
Well, considering stovetop stuffing has never been good.
I always loved it.
It's always
I grew up poor, okay?
It's always been it's okay, but it's never been good. It's never been like, oh, I just want some stovetop. No, nobody has ever said that in the history of humanity. No, you have not. No, you've been like, oh, it's near Thanksgiving. Stovetop sounds good. But it's never been like, oh, I'm just going to sit down and eat a whole box of stovetop. That's delicious.
But I
And
mean,
that's all I want.
and considering that
No.
I do all the grocery shopping, or at least 99% of the grocery shopping, I'm at the grocery store by myself all the time, and there's literally nobody stopping me from buying whatever I want. The keto police aren't at the grocery store. They're not going to come to the checkout and take me away if I'm buying something off plan.
I don't know. I might pay them to.
They might show up.
I might pay them to take him away.
But I mean, like, I could buy a Snickers bar at the grocery store if I wanted to. I could get a bag of Oreo cookies if I wanted to. I
No, you
think that,
can't.
well, there's the struggle of, in the very beginning, of wanting to buy things and having that feeling that you can't.
No.
Now it's shifted to, well, you know what? I can buy whatever I want,
And I don't really want it.
but I don't care. I don't need it because I know how I'm going to feel after I've eaten it. Because once you get to a certain point, you come so far, you feel better than you have in so long because you don't realize how bad you actually feel until that bad goes away. Then you feel wonderful, and then you go and you have that bad day, and it all comes flooding back, and it really solidifies that idea that it was food that made me feel crappy all along.
Oh, yeah. I mean, working after Thanksgiving. So I worked the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday after Thanksgiving, and I have not had joint pain like that in a long time. So going off plan, my knees were just, oh, so painful.
Oh, I mentioned, I think it was
Just, oh,
Sunday. I mentioned in my Sunday live that you were talking about, like, Saturday, you were just at work and you were just like,
oh yeah. And
just dozing
Saturday,
off.
I felt like I was just gonna fall asleep at my desk charting. Just I literally had to take myself to the bathroom just to like close my eyes for 5 minutes to get up to finish my job because, and that has to be from the food that I ate because nothing else has changed. So our planned off plan food makes me feel that way. I don't want to feel that way all the time. It's different once upon a holiday, once upon a Disney World vacation, but to just feel that way every day, I would be miserable. Just miserable. I'm not doing that. I don't want that. I don't want that every day. Despite the fact that that box of Oreo cookies, every time we go to the grocery store, I hear it calling my name from 4 aisles away. I'm not walking down that aisle because I don't want it. Because I don't want to feel like that. And Oreos are the one thing you will never be able to buy.
I
Ever.
know, and I don't.
Not ever.
I brought home the high key version.
They're not good.
They're not. They have a weird flavor to
They're
them.
just not good.
We didn't even review them.
They're bad. But that's one of those things. So I've always been a cookie person. That's just my jam. I love cookies, mostly homemade, even the cookie dough. But Oreo cookies, I used to sit down and eat a whole pack on my own. Like we're not doing that. That's not coming into my house. That's not coming into my driveway. No, it's not coming here. I don't care if it's in the trunk of your car. You better turn around and drive down the street. It's not coming here. I know better.
Jen says, she's like, I plan plenty of carnivore and keto options. The kids can bring carby foods, but must take any leftovers home.
That was the best thing. Sending it all home with the kids. I was like, I feel so much better already. Like, as long as it's not in my house, I'm fine.
That's the problem. Because we've had get-togethers where that stuff is still in the house. And you're thinking okay, there's still stuffing in there. There's still mac and cheese in there. There's still X, Y, and Z in the fridge. And you're sitting there and
it's like it calls to you.
It's like, it's like a siren.
You know you want to eat this mac and cheese.
She says, I really love the carnivore macaroni and cheese, the chicken version. And she says she didn't miss the macaroni at all.
That's good. Yeah, I think having options and making sure that, if you allow yourself to diverge, you understand and you set yourself up to be prepared that it's a small divergence. It's not a new daily, weekly thing. It's this one time. And now this one time is over. So all the leftovers leave the house or go in the trash. And I know none of us likes to throw away food, but if it's not going to help you and it's only going to hurt you, then throw it out. Just throw it out. I mean, I hate throwing away food. It makes me very unhappy to throw away food. But if it's only going to hurt me, I'd rather put it in the trash.
And I know that we would be better suited if we just went into holidays going, you know what, we're not gonna do this and we're not gonna do that, and we're not gonna, we didn't allow the kids to bring carby things to the house and all that stuff, but that's not
What's
really.
more important to me is spending time with my children.
Yes, and knowing that they're not going to
complain the whole time.
Well, I mean, if
That's
if they would have not, they were going to make macaroni and cheese regardless. They were,
Yeah.
but they did good with bringing over. We had Brussels sprouts, we had broccoli and cauliflower,
Yeah.
and they made I bought the potatoes because I was out at Aldi, and she was telling me she wanted red potatoes, and they only had these little bitty ones. She said 3 bags was enough. I'm kind of glad I only got 3 bags because then it wasn't tons and tons.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot.
Yeah.
We had 7 adults and a 5-year-old. So,
Russ, hey buddy, how are you doing? I'm so glad you're here. I met Russ at KPL.
Yeah.
He's a super sweet guy.
Hi, Russ.
And I'm looking forward to, I need to get him on my Saturday live stream one day. I hopefully reach out to me, Russ, and we'll get you on my Saturday live stream. I'm booking for March right now, so still a little ways off, but yeah, reach out to me and we'll get together and we'll talk.
But yeah, doing what you can to make sure that your one day excursion is only one day.
Yes.
That's I think a really big thing to do. If you're at somebody else's house, don't bring the leftovers home. If you're going to take the meat and leave the rest.
If you're not subscribed to Mr. Russ over at Homesick Buckeye, go and give him a subscription. Follow him. He's a super nice guy, and you won't be sorry. His channel's great.
But if it's at your house, you're hosting, and other people are bringing stuff that doesn't fit within your food plan, send it back home with them. Tell them it was delicious. Thank you for letting me try whatever you made. Take it home with you. There's really just the 2 of us, or it's only just one of me, and we're just not going to be able to, eat all this. So why don't you go ahead and take that home? I don't think that would be insulting. You told them you enjoyed it, you tried it, whatever. Send it home with them.
Just can't be here.
Right.
It's not suitable for a successful lifestyle for us.
Right. And our kids totally understand. I mean, like
they
I said,
make fun of us.
I made 3 apple pies and 3 cheesecakes, and I sent them home with the children. I don't think anybody ate those apple pies, though. They were so bad. How on earth can they make apples that don't taste like apple? It was terrible.
Snozberries that don't taste like snozberries.
I was very frustrated. I had wanted an apple pie so badly. I just wanted a slice. Just wanted to.
Well, that's the kind of thing that we were talking about prior to Thanksgiving, as people were taking, they were going to make the chayote imitation apple pie, and I'm like, if I'm putting the effort into making a fresh homemade dessert like apple pie, and I'm only going to do it on a rare occasion, I might as well actually make the apple pie.
Yeah. I mean, and again, we had enough people. If it tasted good, there wouldn't have been any apple pie left for us to keep. But it wasn't good, so they got to go home with 3 apple pies. I told them, I don't care what you do with it. I don't care if you throw it in the trash.
So Matre is asking Russ, where did he wind up outside of Ohio? I think he's in Florida, if I'm not mistaken. Georgia or Florida, I think. And Jen says, taking the youngin' to brunch with the Grinch. She understands grandma eats meat, so no worries.
That's good.
So what does she eat? Is she hard to get to eat meat? Because our girl meat is difficult for her.
Sometimes she's okay with it.
Sometimes she is. Well, we were at Costco one day and they were giving out prosciutto samples. And they had prosciutto on crackers, and she didn't want the crackers, she just wanted the meat. And they gave her one little slice of prosciutto. So we took it, we started walking off, and we got like a couple aisles down. She goes, I want more meat. I want more meat. And I'm like, okay. So we went back and she got 2 more pieces and she ate it. I was like, if you really like it, I'll buy you some. Yes, I like it. Buy me some. Okay. I bought some, gave her a piece, and what did she say?
She said, this is not the meat that they gave me in the store. I don't like this.
Oh, you bought the wrong stuff.
You bought the wrong stuff.
They only had the one thing.
Yeah. So the kids are finicky, though. I mean, when you're 5 years old, you don't know what you like, and it changes minute by minute. Every day she loves cottage cheese and eggs. Today she ate none of it. Is what it is.
So Betraya says she likes the chayote because she prefers the savory. I don't know how I'd try it.
I'll try it. I don't even know where to get it or what.
I think we'd probably have to go to what's that? Oh, I got hiccups.
The Saraga.
Saraga, yeah. I'm sure Saraga may have it.
No.
So Russ says he's in Jacksonville.
Mm.
Limp Biscuit. Anyway.
I'm just going to apologize for you being in Jacksonville. At least there's a beach nearby.
Yeah.
You always have a beach nearby you.
I do.
You do. Anywho.
He said he would rather be home, but glad to be down here this time of year.
Yeah, it's probably way less cold.
She eats chicken nuggets, cheese pizza, macaroni and cheese, and peanut butter. That's pretty much all.
Yeah. I mean, kids are finicky and weird, and they're going to eat what they want to eat, and you can't really force them to do anything else. I mean, you can, but then they're going to grow up and hate you. So it's a no.
So there's Ohio man now. There's Ohio and Florida man.
Yes. Ohio is the Florida of the North. Yes, I agree.
I guess they do have a lot of theme parks.
Well, they also have a lot of weird stuff happening there, and it's on the news. It's interesting.
Yeah, it was cold this morning when they called, said they were on their way this morning. It was like 18 degrees. So yeah, being in Jacksonville, even if Jacksonville's in the 40s, it's got to be better than here.
Yeah,
you can still go to the
even
beach.
if Jacksonville is Jacksonville.
Yeah. And Jen says, I've bought chayote squash at Kroger and online from Amazon.
One of these days we'll try it. I just have never had the inkling to try it.
I've watched videos on how to make that stuff, and I don't know. I still got videos that I need to make. I still need to make my stuffing choffle recipe video.
Yeah.
Just in time for Thanksgiving to be all the way over.
Good job.
But I don't care because I like stuffing all the time.
Nobody just goes, oh, all I really want is some stovetop. Nobody does that. Nobody. You're weird. Stovetop is not that good, and it never has been. It's always been like, will do.
I need a duh button.
I need something else to go with this meal. That's been stovetop.
My fat guy self, I would literally make stovetop stuffing and Velveeta shells and cheese and mix them together.
Oh, that's bad. That's nasty. That is foul. I'm sorry.
I have the stuff to make it. I've got a new GoPro. We've talked about it here. You saw it first. I'm going to take everything out of the box and put the box and have the box wrapped. So I'll just be opening. Oh, I got a GoPro. Yay, for Christmas.
Yeah. The Velveeta shells and cheese thing is the part that really makes me sick to my stomach. The stovetop is passable, but you Velveeta anything. Nope. I'm out. Done. Don't want it. Want nothing to do with it.
I grew up, my grandmother, so she would make baked mac and cheese, but she would take the macaroni noodles, mix in the butter, the milk, and melt a whole brick of Velveeta shell or Velveeta cheese into it, and then bake it in the oven. Oh, so
I think he's trying to make me vomit tonight.
That was my childhood. That's how I grew up.
Disgusting.
That's how I grew up. I can't help
disgusting.
that you grew up in a bougie household.
Velveeta costs more than regular cheese.
I was a kid.
It's made with like wax. It's just gross. Ugh, it's terrible. I can't. Oh, it turns my stomach even the thought of it.
Rude.
Oh, so bad.
It's just it's nasty.
It is
Rude.
nasty. Nobody was ever like, oh, I just love stovetop. No, they were like, well, we gotta have something to put in with this. It was a side. It was like, oh, I need something else to go with this. But nobody was like, I'm just going to go to the store, buy a stovetop, and just Yeah.
There is no Velveeta in real mac and cheese.
Yes.
Rude.
Exactly.
Rude.
Velveeta is not real.
It's really there. I've had
Made
this
out
thing
of
about many of things. Those aren't real. I don't care. I can still touch them.
Made out of plastic or wax or who knows what. Probably buff your car with it. Ugh.
Jackie, stovetop is gross. But I'm so hungry, it's making my tummy growl. I've only had 3 McDonald's triples with cheese. That sounds delicious. Are you doing DoorDash again? Because I tried the other day, literally on a Saturday, I think it was either 5 to 6 or 6 to 7, and literally made $4.
Yeah.
They paid me out my $4 yesterday.
I'm very proud of you.
I know, right? Like, it was like, you got paid $4. I'm like, cha-ching.
Ooh,
That's less than my great grandfather made $9 a week back in the day when he was raising my grandma.
you got half a week's pay.
I
I'm
know.
very proud of you. Half a week's pay in an hour.
We're in the money. We're in the money.
Anywho.
Noodles, cream, eggs, butter, real cheese.
Yes. Yes. That is exactly it. It's no Velveeta.
Finally a new keyboard you liked? You got a new keyboard?
Ooh.
All right.
All right. I'm sorry, I'm yawning. Oh. The child wears me down.
Markers sound better. I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
You have to elaborate.
Yes. But
Yes. I was just plugging it in. Plug it in, plug it in.
But no, Velveeta is it really should not be in a kitchen ever. It doesn't belong there. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to use it to like grease the joints on your doors.
Well, that reminds me, my computer chair upstairs
Car is
squeaks,
oil.
and people could hear it on my lives. So I've got to go to the store and get some WD-40.
I'm sure we have some somewhere.
I have to look and see, but I don't think we do.
Why don't you look first?
That's what I said. Mama said, knock her out.
No.
Thanks for stopping in, Russ. I really appreciate you.
Thanks for coming in.
Pokemoning. Really?
Yes.
Apparently only new Dasher get good orders. I'm about to dash myself some wings and crustless pizza from Amo, though.
Nice.
That's one thing I do want to try, Amo pizza, but all of it with the crust. Because I figure if I'm going out of my way to like that far to get pizza, I'm going to try the whole thing. She says, no money dashing, so content creator for scorch marker could be okay.
Oh, I think that's that thing she told you to look into.
Yeah, I need to take a look at that.
And you still didn't do. And it's been a week.
You know what? I've been busy. We had Thanksgiving and we had all kinds of things going on.
Mm-hmm.
And someone who nags me.
Yeah, not enough, obviously.
Might steal your idea of turning my pork rind stuffing into a chaffle.
Try it.
Do it. Make a video.
Yeah, make a video.
Yeah, Velveeta is not quality food when the poor Velveeta is fancy compared to the white box from so. Yeah, okay. So I remember getting the government cheese. My mom would make me grate it, and we would have like these taco salad parties. She'd literally make gallons and gallons of taco salad, invite everybody we knew over, and send people home with like all the country crock containers full of it.
Yeah. I mean, Velveeta costs more than actual cheese. Even now.
Says it will go great with roast I made in the Instant Pot last night.
Nice.
Government cheese. I grew up on that. Now they just give you a voucher. You could buy like whatever cheese you want.
Well, it's still so my kids were on WIC and we were on food stamps for a certain amount of time.
Not the good Tupperware.
The generic cheese you get more for the price. So yeah, you had enough, food stamps or WIC to get through. But if you bought the just generic stuff, you got more. So we always got the generic stuff, but it's still the same. It's still actual cheese. Velveeta is not cheese. Pretty sure it's floor wax. I'm pretty convinced.
I'm gonna start slipping it to you in your mouth in the middle of the night.
I will hurt you.
Like just a syringe full of.
No, I don't want to wake up with vomit in my mouth. I'm good. I'm very good. There are some things that first off, I've never even tasted Velveeta. And
I hate Velveeta, but it's so good. Yes.
No, I've never even tasted it, but I can tell you from the way that it looks at me, we're not friends. I don't need to taste it. It is just awful. I can't.
Well, I have a way now that I can make real cheese creamy like Velveeta. So she doesn't like it. It's literal real cheese.
It's a texture thing. I cannot handle the texture.
Well, I buy bags of sodium citrate, so I make my my cheese sauce, and I can make it just like Velveeta out of sharp cheddar with mild cheddar or cheddar jack or whatever I want.
Won't touch it with a 10-foot pole. I can't. The texture is just, I can't.
It's got a lot of it's all like vegetables.
It's got a lot of bad oils and whatnot, but I can't. No, I don't like the nacho cheese that comes with nachos. I don't like any of that kind of stuff. I just I can't. The texture is so awful. I can't do it. Your cheese shouldn't have a gloss to it. I'm sorry. I don't like it. But I've gotten myself to be able to try your cheddar broccoli soup, and I even like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Some things I just can't handle. Oh, the cat has started to purr.
I love nacho cheese.
No.
It's my cheese, nacho cheese.
You can have it.
I make queso all the time, and I love the fact that I can keep it in the fridge and no one's going to eat it.
I'm not going to touch it.
Actually,
I'll
probably make some. Well, I would make it tonight, but I've got so much to do. And I still got about 20 minutes of Moonraker to watch tonight before my Toxic Tuesday. And I finished watching Moonraker.
Is that another James Bond?
Yes, we've got tonight.
They're just on it, aren't they?
Well, it's a November thing. Every November we do James Bond. So we started last year, and we started with Sean Connery.
I like
this year. We're doing the what's his name? Roger Moore.
Sean Connery. Anyway,
let's see. Pork rind stuffing, add an egg for chaffle. I've already chopped it up smaller. Yeah, I've got my own recipe, and you'll see it's mine's pretty easy. It's kind of like if you're familiar with, or if you've understood like what I said about, I've got another video to make about my my lazy fathead pizza crust. And it's sort of that, but it's a little bit different. It's got a different ingredient in it. And so I'll make videos on all of that this coming week. I've got a lot to do. I'm going to get some videos out there now that I've got a new camera and can get back to making content. I still need to make my videos that I have a laundry list of videos that I need to make, like 50 videos that I want to make, but I just haven't been able to really make because the camera situation. So now that that's alleviated, it's been kind of a stressor on me, but don't me. Says hi, Shauna and all on backcountry road, so I can't really watch the chat.
That's all right. You shouldn't be on your phone and driving.
Snack mix. That's the one thing I do like. That ranch snack mix. I forget what brand it was, but Costco had it for a while. I really liked it. It was expensive, but
was it not moon cheese?
It had like cheese in it, but it was like cashews.
Keto something.
I don't even think it was.
Anyway,
I don't think it was necessarily marked keto, but yeah. Go back a line.
Oh, you're slow.
Oh, you have a video Heath is editing for you. Made a low carb snack mix. Okay. That's cool.
That makes sense.
All right. It is difficult sometimes. I'm a little slow.
Slow on the uptake.
She said she entered too soon. I have a video making it. I had no cheese.
Oh.
Yeah, the Parm keto mix stuff was tasty. I think it was good because it had like a ranchy flavor to it. I'm not a huge ranch person. I don't like ranch dressing, but like the powdery ranch just hit the spot. I liked it. I would sit and watch when I would watch football. I would sit and eat that. I don't know what's driving a new keyboard.
We said you're slow on the uptake. He said slow. Fatal disease of the Wild West.
Hey,
Yes.
hey, Bob. I'm so glad you're here, sir. I
Hi,
am going to be
Bob.
sitting down with Bob on Saturday. He and I will have a good conversation for an hour or so, maybe a little longer if he wants to. Cindy and I had a good talk for almost 2.5 hours last Saturday.
Jabberjaws.
Yeah, I know.
That's okay. We obviously
That
can
we
talk
can
forever.
talk as long as we want.
Truth.
So, yes. I guess we'll go ahead and end this. I mean, we got 10 minutes till an hour and a half, and we got 10 minutes till the final, Midwest goodbye.
Yeah.
We'll try to say goodbye.
I'm actually really tired tonight, so I feel like my steam has run out. Oh, excuse me. I was we had the girl today, obviously, but then we stayed up late last night, had the girl today, and then I went up and was working after she left until we came down to this. So
so we can talk to his coffee cup is dry.
Nice.
My coffee cup is 32 ounces.
That takes a while.
Yeah. Especially if I'm talking. If I'm talking, it's hard for me to drink my coffee. Usually. So I could literally talk for like 10 hours.
Nobody wants to watch you talk with a mouthful of coffee anyway.
I have lived in Ohio for over 10 years. I have fully embraced my required love for ranch dressing.
Oh, I dislike ranch dressing. I will not eat
I've lived in Indiana 44 years, forever, the whole time I've been alive.
Yeah.
And I liked ranch dressing when I was a kid. Like I liked it with carrots, and I liked it with cauliflower and stuff.
I've never liked ranch dressing, and I will not eat it. Another one of the weird things I dislike. Right. Well,
that's why I figured we would start at, an hour and 20. So by the time we get to an hour and 30, we're actually leaving.
Right.
Because I don't think there's anybody really after us tonight. So
I don't know.
I don't think we have to end at a specific time. Well, damn it, Bobby.
I'm going to teach you about propane.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
so I guess I will go ahead and we'll sign off because I do need to finish up Moonraker, and I can probably warm up something for her for dinner. I got a couple of pre-cooked steaks in the fridge and cut those up, get them in her belly. So she's happy. I
still have to work.
And she's got to go upstairs and work for a little while. And then I've got my 9:30 live talking about Moonraker. So
yeah, eBay never ends.
I do have Keto Chow ice cream, but I'm probably not going to have it tonight. I just don't have time. So
I might eat some more of that chocolate that I didn't finish the other day.
Yeah, I can teach you how to work the machine.
Do I have to put it back in the machine to make it edible?
I mean, it'll be super duper hard if you don't.
Oh, then I'll worry about it later.
Too lazy for that.
I don't like ice cream enough to fight with it.
Keto Chow Live. If the creamy wasn't so loud, I could totally do that.
I think she's saying the Keto Chow might have a live.
No, Keto Chow, they have a live at 9:15 Eastern time. Yeah. So that's like 6:15.
She's just not with the program tonight. I thought I was tired. Boy.
Usually I can catch them for about 10 minutes before I have to be in my other live. So sometimes we don't go live till like 9:40, depending on, because the guy, Nick, the host, he's in other lives before. So that's why we were used to be 10 o'clock Eastern. Now it's 9:30 Eastern because he comes out of Midnight's Edge after dark. And it's easy to get people to come straight from that live into his live instead of there being like an hour. It's a half an hour. So yeah, just trying to get people to watch and have fun with us. So anyway, I think.
All right. Well.
Anyway, I'm going to let this run again just enough again to say thank you to all of our wonderful members, everybody who comes into these chats, everybody who watches us, anybody who is watching this in a replay. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you aren't already, think about becoming a member. It's only 99 cents.
Thor says good night, everybody.
And our cat says good night. We love you all. We love your faces, and we'll see you next Tuesday.